Hey Legionnaires, and welcome back to a new mod for Shogun 2 Total War, and we have Shogun 2 the Carlist Wars, which is it's a new mod that is set obviously in the Carlist Wars in 1830s. These wars take place, civil war between two Spanish factions over who's going to rule. Basically, I think it's sort of like over the sort of like dynastic dispute of who is going to become the ruler of Spain. And it's set in sort of that period. We don't have Spain here present in this one. We have a classic clash between Britain and France, as we have the Bourbon dynasty here of France clashing with the UK. So the Bourbon dynasty is the one that obviously replaces Napoleon and is constantly battling for the legitimacy and the throne of the Napoleonic sort of dynasty, which does return as well with Napoleon III, as we have some Lancers d'Orléans routing some skirmishes there, so that they have already early on. This battle is going in very, very early on, as it looks like French cav is just running around, routing some of these skirmishes, these riflemen as well. I don't know why Britain commit them so far forward, but they have just got routed very, very quickly here, these riflemen. By cuirassiers as well, by heavy cav of all things. So there you go, heavy cav going in, routing those guys. But yeah, so this is a new mod that I did not know about, and adds a whole new period sort of history to Total War. It's not got a campaign, which many of you will be asking, but there is a few factions, about 7 or so factions. There's 2 Spanish factions, 2 Portuguese factions. There's France, and there's the UK. I think that's it at the moment. So actually, this might be 6 factions, I think. And it's a really cool mod from what I've seen so far. The units and the models look amazing. Britain, by the way, is just rushing on in right now with his hussars. You can see these guys going in. Look at them galloping into battle. They're going in. They want to avenge their skirmishes by the looks of it. They're going after those lancers. And in they go, rushing those guys down. And yeah, it looks like the lancers here are going to rout the Brits, maybe. I think, I don't know, I'm not sure. Maybe not. The Lancers might hold on here. The Brits actually are redlining. That is not a good sign there. And actually, I think because I think the infantry is firing, but it's just not got. They haven't got smoke yet, which I hope hopefully they do add smoke. But these are Legionnaires. These are French Foreign Legion Legionnaires, I think. These guys set up by Marshal Soult about not long after the Napoleonic Wars. I didn't realize that the French Foreign Legion was set up by Marshal Soult, but it is. And yeah, these are French Foreign Legionaries, I guess. So yeah, we have Fusiliers, and we also have a Grenadier unit of them as well. And they do have a fair few foreign sort of units, if you call them like that, because they do have Zouaves as well back here. So yeah, they have the the Algerian sort of troops that are serving with the French Empire. So yeah, we have the Zouaves as well. But yeah, I can't remember the reason why the French Foreign Legion set up, but I think it has something to do with capacity of the army or something like that. We have Duke of Cambridge's own Lance going in against some of the cuirassiers here. I think the Cambridge Lance is going to win that fight, by the looks of it. I think they got a better charge off. Hopefully Lancers, should be like that. They should be on the charge, should be better off. There you go. The Duke of Cambridge Lance did rout those cuirassiers. On a charge, they really should as well. But yeah, it looks like they're going to go in maybe for infantry. I mean, I don't know if the infantry can form square, but if they can, then they probably should, because there's this cav just moseying around. And yeah, the Brits are, being very aggressive. They need to get the rest of their infantry forward, though, if they want to support this cavalry push that they're doing, really. Otherwise, they're just sending cavalry in to die on its own. Yeah, it looks like the Fusiliers for the Legionnaires can form square. Maybe not the Grenadiers, but there you go. And he went into the square as well. I mean, Britain probably should have seen that the square was happening and probably should have been like, yeah, we're not going to be able to charge this. There you go. That's the Duke of Cambridge's Lancers gone. I'm sure the Duke will be very appreciative of them being lost. This is not the end of the cav, though, for the Brits. I have seen they've got another one here, and this is Scots Greys. So they have a guard sort of cavalry unit here. I'd say it's certainly a very elite cav unit, obviously very famous from the Battle of Waterloo. The Scots Greys, they're still kicking about. Well, they still are now, I believe. They're just amalgamated. And I think Britain's also still got some of his hussars, yeah. A 40 out of 80 man unit there, still alive and kicking. It looks like also, yeah, another one here as well, 28 out of 80. So yeah, the hussars still alive. But yeah, Britain has some amazing looking units they do. I mean, obviously being a Brit, gotta love the Brits the most. They've got the Black Watch here, the Scots going into action. We've got some Grenadiers over here. They're not Grenadier Guards. They're just foot Grenadiers. But they've still got the bear skins of the Grenadier Guards, which I didn't realize just the Grenadiers all had that. But they do, apparently. So yeah, they're foot Grenadiers there as well. So this is a very scary trio going on here. 2 Black Watch and a Grenadier. We have the foot infantry pack here. We'll have a look at those in a moment. We have Coldstreams as well, and Grenadiers. And they Grenadier Guards, they also look like they've got bear skins on. And looking very cool. The Scots Greys have gone in. They charge a skirmish over here. They lost about like nearly 20 men on the charge, but the skirmish is getting a volley off. And then they've nearly lost another 10 or so in the melee here fighting these skirmishes. So fighting skirmishes is not an easy deal, especially charging them head on in this mod, it seems. You can't just charge something head on and expect to kill it as a cavalry unit. And there you can see the Lance and Namur are going to come over here, and they're going to try and get rid of that Scots Grey, it seems. They're like, yep, we can't have the Brits having cavalry on the battlefield. We'll get rid of that. And this Scots Grey, I mean, it's tired. These guys are active. They're definitely going to get caught. And probably do want to turn around, because otherwise the Lancers will just kebab them in the back. And yeah, you don't want that. And there you go. The Scots Greys are probably going to get lost there. Already infantry as well. Foot infantry here getting pounded. We'll have a quick look at them. They don't look anything too special. Look pretty much like what British infantry looks like in the Napoleonic Wars. Oh my gosh! Camera! My gosh, who is firing? Oh, it's this horse artillery here. I was going to say the cannons firing. It's causing all sorts of shaking about there. But there you go. We have, yeah, the foot infantry. Looks pretty much like, you know, foot infantry from the Napoleonic Wars. At this point, uniforms haven't changed that much drastically. But the shako is definitely shorter. It's changed a little bit. I think it's a little bit more white on the uniform than some typical British regiments. But some did have quite a lot of white on them, some didn't. But yeah, tier 1 flint. I don't know if they're just... Oh, they're definitely flintlock muskets, then. They're not rifles. I think. I mean, 1830s, you're starting to see more rifles appear on the battlefield. But I think the Brown Bess is still very much in use by the British Army at this point. I think it's not until the 1850s that the British start to really sort of implement rifles on a much larger scale. Obviously, the riflemen of rifles. But yeah, tier 1 maybe means tier 2 or like something like that. We're going to see like later tiers. We'll see like later periods. Legionnaires here of the French are wavering. They're getting hit by artillery. Artillery, it seems like, is a really good shock and awe unit. They have got some 9-pounder field guns back there to the Brits. And yeah, they seem like they're not going to kill lots, but if they get a direct hit onto something, it'll waver, maybe break. The French, on the other hand, I think have brought 6-pound horse artillery, and the Lance and Namur is, I think, the only cav left on the battlefield now. Oh no, the Hussars are still alive. They are still kicking about. The general here, general staff, moving forward for Britain, and then the marshal staff back there for France moving forward. It could be Soult, you know. It could be Marshal Soult. We'll have a look. Don't think they would have made the model. Oh, he looks quite old, so I mean, Soult would be, you know, aging by this point. So it's quite possible. They still actually got a little Lancer d'Orleans over here as well. So actually the French, you know, not too bad on cavalry. I mean, Britain historically, I would have said, would be the better shooter than France. Whether that's kind of like the case in this mod, I don't know. Maybe I think everyone's probably just got pretty similar shooting stats. I think it's probably just going to come down to quality of unit. Whether you're like a skirmisher or like a rifleman, you probably got better accuracy than, say, like a line infantryman. But I would have thought like the guardsmen would be pretty good at melee. I would have thought, surely these guys will be, you know, able to melee their way through a few of these line infantry. But we'll see. I mean, also charging head on, it seems it's not a wise idea in this mod. But yeah, if you want to check out the Carlist Wars mod yourself, then do feel free to check out. I've left a link for it down below. Check it out. It's a very easy one to install. It's just straight off the workshop, so it's really easy to install. There's about 15 parts to it, but it's really easy to install. You just obviously got to order them all in the right order, 1 to 15. But yeah, it's very, very easy. which I do like. I feel like some mods, you know, don't get a lot of love because they're on ModDB and various other things. And people go, Pope, I can't install it. It's not on the workshop. I don't just have to click a button. I have to move some files. So yeah, and this one's very easy to sort sort out, guys. So if you do want to try it, yeah, very easy. I'll also leave a link for my Discord. So if you want to send in any of your own replays for Total War, whether they are, you know, Carlist War, whether that's any Total War, you're more than welcome to send it in if you want to, as these Grenadiers get absolutely pounded by artillery. The models are great as well. The Shogun 2 is such a good Total War to pick because the units are amazing quality-wise and like graphics-wise anyway. And yeah, I think it's a timeless Total War, really is. We have got French Cav here flanking on around the Lancer Namur, flanking around. I think another Lancer here, the Lancer Orleans, attempted to rout this artillery here, but I think we're routed themselves. And I think the Lancer Namur is going to try and finish the job off and try and go for these field guns here and try and, you know, remove the firepower of Britain. I mean, they are obviously, you know, a big threat of these, but I don't know why the Hussars aren't doing anything. They're literally looking at them. Like, you guys are looking at the Lancer Namurs. Just charge them. Charge those boys. Line fight wise, not looking great for Britons. Yeah, unit down 57 here. 57. Oof. I mean, that's pretty good to see, like, that if a basic line infantry unit will fight to that low, the guards will pretty much fight to the last man, I would have thought. And they're getting, I mean, I don't know, if they get hit by artillery, it seems like anything seems to break pretty quickly. At least wavers.
Our men are running, sir.
Looks like the Legionnaire Grenadiers are winning in line fight. So whether it's just because they got a bit of cover, maybe they're just better at shooting than the foot infantry. I don't know. I do not know. Yeah, it's a shame we don't have smoke, but it's something I'm sure that they'll get around to adding at some point. It's not obviously priority, really. It does look like the Prince of Wales' own Hussars have been activated. The artillery over here for the Brits, and they just fire, I'm pretty sure. That's got smoke as the artillery. And I'm pretty sure it just fired, and the crew's not by the artillery at all. I think the cav just made sure that the Lancer Namur stayed gone. I don't know why they're still running off in that direction, but they need to come back to the battlefield, guys. You can't go home to Blighty just yet. You can go home once you win the game. Yeah, I don't know if you guys have a Discord for the Carlist Wars. I'm sure they probably do. Oh my gosh, yeah, this unit's on the 22-18. It's still not breaking. That's incredible. But yeah, I don't know if they have a Discord for the mod. I'm sure they probably do, where you can go find games if you do want to play some of this. Like I said, it is only multiplayer at the moment. There isn't a campaign. I imagine they might try and do one, but because every like mod, if it wants to be worth anything, now in Total War has to have a campaign. And here go the Grenadiers, the foot Grenadiers. They're going in. They're going in against the Grenadier. They did just charge head on in. As you saw with these Scots Greys, that didn't necessarily work so well. It took a lot of casualties on the way. It looks like, you know, it's okay. How many else? 215. Yeah, there's only like 30 of them died. I don't even think they all died on the charge. I think only a couple did. We also got the Coldstreams going in against the Zouaves. They seem to have not got a great charge off. We'll see how good melee is now. Whether it's any good, it also could be just terrible. Yeah. these Coldstreams, they help defend the palace, the Buckingham Palace. They should be, you know, pretty good. They've got to fight for their monarch. They've got to defend their monarch's life. The foot Grenadiers, they're doing okay. Whether the Grenadier Guards do better, I don't know. But yeah, I like how the flag's like implanted into the ground. Oh, they're really throwing in the units there. Two units of Grenadiers in this. They are getting 2v1. Not that they're like it shows because they're just kind of stacking up on the foot Grenadiers here. I'd maybe get forward more troops here. Get forward the Black Watch. They're just sitting patiently. The Brits have more troops than the French here. They have 4 to 2, 3, and there's a gun. They should have taken the opportunity to just go on an all-out assault, I think. Whether the General Staff could have popped some morale-boosting things, I don't know. But yeah, the foot Grenadiers and the Grenadier Guards have been forced to retreat. They're on a bit of an odd angle now as well. They're getting shot from definitely multiple angles. And with the foot Grenadiers breaking there, the Legionnaire Grenadiers are able to break through. Whether they're going to charge the foot infantry, I don't know. Looks like they are. Looks like here we go. They got some shots off of the foot infantry. Probably off the cheese. I think they're firing canister at this point, are the the horse artillery here, and I mean it's causing these foot grenadiers to rout. That's not good. And then sorry, the foot infantry here to rout. And they're gonna get the other one here. Now the Black Watch, they have the responsibility of holding that right flank. But yeah, it's not looking good. The Grenadier Guards are in melee now. I'd have thought this is where they want to be. There you go, Fusiliers are routing. And then, yeah, the Zouaves are next on the list. I mean, where they could charge them, they're in square. They're not really, you know, I mean, they're firing whilst in square. You could probably hit these guys next. The Prince of Wales Lance has helped out. That's why they routed this Fusilier here. Nicely done then by Britain, getting that hammer and anvil off. The general here, though, is about to die. So he's busy dealing with that other bit of micro and didn't micro his general. So, yeah. I mean, Britain's micros have not been, I'd say, excellent. I mean, this Black Watcher just stood here watching on as the Legionnaires break on through. These foot grenadiers and foot infantry here just getting hounded as they return. The cavalry as well to do with charging the grenadiers. It seems like the grenadiers aren't able to form square. And these legionnaires here should just rear charge the foot infantry, and they could sandwich these guys.
Men are running,
oh, well, I think they maybe would have if they hadn't just broken. 199 men they broke. That's pretty incredible. Here goes the Black Watch. They're going forward rather than backwards. He's going to try and go for those guns by the looks of it. Go on, charge the guns, boys, for Scotland! I mean, the Scots have been loyally fighting for the Brits for a little while now. Yeah, here go the Black Watch. Are they going to charge the Legionnaires? Get a volley off and then maybe go in? A bit like NTW3, get a volley off, you know, lower that morale. I mean, they're nearly breaking the horse artillery there, the wavering. Now they're going to retreat. I think you should have gone in. I think they could have gone in. I mean, 2-on-1 to start with. They got a good volley off on these guys. They've got yellow lining. Remember, there's still one British artillery alive. It's just not got a marker, but it is alive. Legionnaire Grenadier back here, just making sure these units stay gone, I think. But yeah, the French are getting a bit intertwined with the British line. So look at this. Black Watch getting caught by Fusiliers. Now they're going to have to deal with these guys. It looks like he's kind of pulling through. I don't think the British player realizes he's been caught. He's going to lose a whole bunch of men probably from doing that. They might rout this Legionnaire Fusilier, though, by doing accidentally. We will see. I'm just going to fast forward a little bit while we wait. It looks like the next sort of period of battle, fighting is not yet underway. There you go. The Black Watch, I think, have now been given the order. And they're actually going to rout. Well, not rout, but retreat. There you go. We'll fast forward a little bit. Looks like the skirmishes are being set up. It seems like France is preparing to sort of just, you know, skirmish out the Brits here. It's going to start shooting and tooting. Shooting and tooting. I mean, the skirmishes seem like they're very effective. I think that you could maybe skirmish spam your way to sort of like so far to a victory. I mean, I think they get routed pretty easily if they get a volley of lining fire in their face. They are kind of actually redlining already. Maybe not. Maybe you couldn't. They seem like they're pretty handy. Can do some damage. It'd be easier to tell if these guys were in range of each other because there'd be smoke. But I'm having to zoom in to see what they're actually doing in the action. Oh gosh! The Grenadier Guards getting hit by artillery there. Rip in peace to those fellas. Yeah, seems like the foot infantry are not in range. And yeah, you can see that obviously the skirmishers are in range because that guy's dying. And he's dying slowly. But there you go. The mud as well in these units, like the mud speckles is great. And there you go, Grenadier Guards breaking. I think that's just one too many artillery shots for them in the face. Foot infantry here as well also looks like it's wavering. It's not great. We've still got more infantry back here as well, just standing here. This players, yeah, Micro could definitely do with being a little better. Because that's two healthy units of foot there that are just being... I think they routed and re-rallied, but yeah, they've just been forgotten about. There you go, the skirmishers, yeah, they got into range of the foot infantry. Or the foot infantry got into range of the skirms. And one volley, they rout them, by the looks of it. It looks like they're sort of stabilizing now with the support of their own infantry behind them. We'll just fast forward a little bit more. Why is the square being formed? I do not know. No cavalry around. And there you go. Britain's actually, yeah, just getting routed. Just getting systematically routed right now by artillery. And Britain's also not helping himself by having one unit behind the other here. So only one can fire. He needs to have them both like next to each other at this point. But yeah, it looks like Britain is going to be defeated in this one. France has got a lot of assets left, including artillery. He doesn't have any cav left. He lost all that, but he has a lot of infantry left. And also has his general, which is the most important thing. You can see that, yeah, Britain here is redlining already. They're just having an infantry duel still. But yeah, I wouldn't have said that it's going to be a fairly close victory, but also fairly decisive. At no point after like Britain charged in its cavalry a bit recklessly at the beginning did I think Britain was going to win it. They just lost a lot of assets. They just didn't support very well, and they kind of moved up in dribs and drabs. Like the Black Watch were late to the battle, and stuff like that. Oh, the 9th. Oh no, that's just the marker. The artillery is still there. And actually, yeah, it looks like foot infantry returning. So the Grenadier Guards, actually. So it looks like the Grenadier Guards, even though they might rout a couple of times, it looks like they'll return for their morale. But yeah, we'll just fast forward now, because it looks like, yeah, the Brits are pretty much just, you know, needing to be cleared up here by the French. I don't think... Well, actually, you know, more and more Brits keep returning, then, you know, they've got more and more of a chance. But again, they're just sending one in at a time, like one foot infantry. Like, send the other 3 forward if you're going to do it. Black Watch... yeah, they look like they're returning as well, 198. The artillery as well still here, but the other Black Watch is very much gone. But yeah, if you're going to do it, you can't just send one unit forward at a time. In fairness, the French haven't reacted at all. The Zouaves now need to sort of turn and face. Skirmishers in close formation here. You know, that's very cool that they can do that. They can become line infantry. I do kind of like that. Yeah, I'd like to maybe try and do some historical battles for this. I don't know, Britain's already got many historical battles from the 1830 period against European powers. But if there is like later periods, I don't know if there would be like a Prussia versus France. I mean, even like with this period, you could probably get away with these guys as like sort of like 1870 like Frenchmen. Did he just throw his bayonet? I'm pretty sure I saw some guy just throw his his rifle with bayonet at the foot infantry there. What a way to like go in a battle. That's risky, you know, throwing away your weapon but throwing it at someone. I think that must be like an old Shogun 2 sort of like animation that they just like kept in. I do kind of like that they kept that in as well. Looks like, yeah, the foot infantry was winning slightly combat even now, maybe because of the Fusiliers joining the fight. I was going to say they should be a skirmisher in a line fight. And it looks like they routed the other Black Watch, the healthy one. And yeah, Britain's now waking up to send forward the other infantry. Yeah, I think you could do like Franco-Prussian wars with sort of like this French. And if they add a Prussia, which surely they'll add, because Prussia's doing quite a lot in sort of like this period as well. A little bit after this period of 1830. But, you know, they're starting to like become a bit more militaristic, a bit more, you know, imperialist. And also you could do all the sort of like the British imperial battles, so like in like the Sikh Wars and sort of like the Opium Wars. Like sort of those. They would be fun to do. So it would be fun to see sort of other stuff. I think there might be another like mod for that. I think maybe. But yeah, maybe this is one is just specifically on the Carlist Wars. But I didn't think Britain and France, maybe France might got involved in the Carlist Wars. But I didn't think Britain did. But maybe they did. They've routed that Zouave there. So there you go, foot infantry and Grenadier Guards, proving that they can melee. I mean, this foot infantry's doing a pretty good job of proving it as well. They're taking on a lot of French units here. Got 2 Fusiliers and, well, no, a Fusilier, a Zouave, and a skirmisher. The officer here goes, "Tally-o, boys! Tally-o for king and country." Or it might be queen at this point. I can't remember when Victoria ascends the throne. I think it's not quite yet. I think we're still on, like, King George IV, or maybe someone after that. I can't even remember. This is not my period of history, I can't lie. I do apologise. Foot infantry and also the Grenadiers, I think, might be in here as well. Yeah, the Grenadier Guards. France, you know, actually has not got a lot left. He has finally routed that foot infantry. I mean, if the Britain sent forward his other foot infantry here, you could maybe have defeated these guys, because France is kind of, you know, going in one by one now, and Britain's the one that's kind of massing up. But even with no general, these guys, you know, still kind of proving that they can fight on. Certainly the Grenadiers. Maybe not now, I don't know. Oh no, they are. I thought maybe the foot infantry was routing. Everything is redlining though in there. So yeah, that's not a good sign. We'll just fast forward a little bit as yeah, I think Britain is probably going to rout here. Combat losing. Well, actually, they've routed that French unit, but then the Brits rout, and I think the British infantry here might route through army losses necessarily. And I think they've just got to get the guns. I think the Fusilier... Oh, I think they're going to have to... Because the icon's all the way over there, it wants them to go after them rather than the guns themselves, which are here. That's kind of funny. But yeah, I think that is the battle. I don't think we're going to get any end results. It does seem as though the replay is frozen. I don't know whether that's just an issue with the mod or whether I shouldn't have fast-forwarded. I don't know. But I don't think we're going to get any end results, so I will see you guys in a moment. So yeah, we are back at the sort of like the screen at the beginning, what you load into. But yeah, this battle was sent in by Rosanu and Cubeman. Cubeman was playing as the French, Rosanu as the Brits. So thank you very much, guys, for sending this one in. It's fun to check out the Carlist War mod. I did enjoy it. If you want to see more of it, do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here, and a comment show support. Do check out some of the other videos appearing on your screen, and probably got, you know, some other fun Shogun mods there as well to check out. But until next time, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.